Hello YouTube, this is the D.B.T Gamer Show, episode 72. Now, since there's a new Banjo game coming out for the Xbox 360 late on this year, I'm going to review one of the classic Banjo games. The game that I'm going to review today is Banjo Kazooie GRUNTY'S Revenge on the Game Boy Advance. Really good Banjo game, so let's get started. Let's start my DS and begin. Now, the story for Banjo Kazooie GRUNTY'S Revenge is quite a good story. Basically, the story goes, after you beat Gruntilla in Banjo Kazooie 1, Gruntilla gets crushed by this giant rock, of course, and when she's underneath this giant rock, she hatched a brand new plan to defeat Banjo and his bird friend Kazooie. Basically, her plan is to turn herself into a robot and travel back to the past and present Banjo never meeting Kazooie, so they don't meet up and don't kick her ass in the future several times. So there's her plan. So, when you turn the game on, you see a cutscene where Klungo builds this giant robot for Gruntilla's soul to go into. Gruntilla's soul goes into the robot, and she kidnaps Kazooie and takes Kazooie back to the past to make sure that Banjo never meets up with Kazooie. But Mombo finds out about this plan and tries to alert Banjo before Gruntilla captures Kazooie. But he just doesn't make it in time. So eventually, Mombo gets a spell, and he uses this spell to send Banjo back to the past so they can rescue his partner, Kazooie. Now this game takes place in between Banjo Kazooie 1 and 2, and it also takes before Banjo 1. So that's how the story works in this game. Now, let's go to the graphics. The graphics in this game are also really good. They've got kind of like a 2D to 3D feel. And the graphics look really good, especially for the Game Boy Advance. Now, originally this game was designed for the Nintendo 64. But Rare and THQ shrunk it down, changed a few things, and decided to make the very first portable Banjo game. And it still looks, considering it's portable, really good. Okay, next is the controls of the game. The controls of the game are also really good. Use the R pad to move you around, A button jumps, B button does most of your attacks, and the left trigger and right trigger do loads of moves as well. But I'll talk about the moves later because there's a lot to cover there. Start button with your pause menu so you can look at your level totals and stuff. See how many jiggies and stuff you collected. You got your options so you can change your sound settings and stuff. And you've also got you can also save in the pause menu. Okay, next let's look at the music. Well, the music in Banjo Kazooie GRUNTY'S Revenge is really good. Most of it sounds really nice, and most of the tracks are from Banjo Kazooie 1 and 2. So most of them do sound pretty familiar. There are some new tracks of music in the game as well, so most of the music is really nice. Okay, next let's go to the gameplay for this game. The gameplay for this game is a platform adventure sort of game. And it's a heck of a lot of fun playing this game. It's one of the best Banjo games I ever played. I had a really good time playing it. The game in itself takes about 8 hours to finish, so it's quite a long game, considering it's on the Game Boy Advance. Okay, let's go to the good stuff about this game. Well, the good stuff about this game is the story. The story is really well done, and it's told quite well. And the cutscenes also do a good job of telling the story. And look at this game is definitely the story mode. The story mode is also really good. One of the best about this game is definitely the gameplay. Collecting jiggies and collecting and saving gingers, collecting notes, keying the crap out of bosses is just as fun as it was on the N64. So it's got some really good gameplay in there. Let's go to the puzzles in this game. Well, the puzzles in this game are also quite good. Some of the G's are real bitch to get. I'm not kidding. This game has some really hard puzzles in it. Okay, next let's go to the character moves. The character moves in this game, there are several. You've got your jump, your backpack hit, jump is A, backpack hit is B, you've got your feather fat move, which is A twice, you've got your roll, you've got your backflip, which is hold down L and then press A. If you hold down L then press B, you've got your gun move, where you've got several eggs which you can shoot. The eggs which you get are standard eggs, lightning eggs, ice eggs, and fire eggs. Another move that's quite useful in the game is your talent trot ability, which lets you climb up big hills. You can climb up vines, so you can get to higher areas in the game. And you can also swim and dive underwater in certain places of the game as well. If you find a gold feather pad, you can also become invincible for a certain time in it. And if you also find a shock pad, you can also do a really high jump. So most of the moves have been taken from Banjo Kazooie 1 and Banjo Kazooie 2. The only new move in the game is the electric eggs. But most of the moves in the game are really good, and they're really good. Okay, let's go to the bosses. Well, the bosses in this game are also really good, and most of them are a good challenge. There are only two main bosses in the game. There's Klungo and also Robot Gruntilla. Klungo's quite easy most of the time, but Robot Gruntilla, she can be a real bitch to beat. She will do anything to try and stop you from beating her. She's really difficult to beat. Okay, next let's go to the Mambo spells. Well, there are several Mambo spells in this game. Just give me a second and I'll show you some. Now that I found a Mambo house, I can show you the transformation that you get in this game. In the game, there are 4 transformations which you can choose from. Transformation that you get in this game, you get a mouse which can crawl through small holes and chew through ropes, and that's pretty much it. And of course, it can also jump. This is the very first transformation you get. It's alright. The next transformation you get in the game is the candle. The candle is used to light dark caves, and you can also roll into people and barbecue them with your flame. It's quite a good transformation. The other transformation the game you get is an octopus. The octopus is a very good transformation. It's got a very good jump capability, and its swimming capability is awesome. This thing can swim through any type of water Gruntilla throw you. Oil, ice, anything, and it won't do any damage to it at all. It's a very good swimmer. Now, I'm very sorry, YouTube, but I've run out of time, so please join me in part 2 of my Banjo Kazooie GRUNTY'S REVEIW, where I'll finish up explaining the transformation for this game, and also talk about some other stuff. So join me in part 2. Bye-bye.